Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Inside the holy Aruosa, where Oba of Benin worship. Hello, my wonderful people. How are you doing today? Compliment of the season, by the way. We brought you up to date with the great Oba of Benin counseling service with regards to, complying with what is currently going on called the second wave in Edo State, and even with the center of where he worship. There is something, wonderful about this place that you may never know. Education, they say, is part of life and is endless, and we learn every day. Anyone who is wise will open his mind and learn something new, because it may make you a hero tomorrow. Let's get all the details with all that is currently going on. For many, the triangular building painted in red and white color could pass for any of the many traditional monuments also painted in the same color that dot the landscape of Benin City. And indeed, there is always something mysterious and wonderful about the Benin monuments. The unintimated will rather leave such monuments alone and not pay or pry into them to know anything about it. So it appeared rather curious that there could be a church in this part whose monuments and the nomenclature had very little to do with the European or Hebrew names in many previous states in the city. I was also bold enough to cross the church gates to see what was going on behind there. The best I could hear from the others about Aruosa Cathedral was that it was the church where the Oba of Benin worship, and that usually comes with a word of caution given the spiritual and supernatural power of the Oba and of the Benin, generally as said to have. Eventually, I had to put aside all fears last Sunday to invade the cathedral to experience things for myself. To my pleasant surprise, the gates and the doors were open and free, except that one had to observe the protocol with regards to the COVID-19 before taking up a seat in the church. By every standard, the inner chamber of the Aruosa Cathedral looks very much like the older Orthodox cathedral. It was neat and well laid out. The pew were also well arranged behind the reserved single seat immediately facing the pulpits, placed to confirm with the protocol of what is currently on ground. The congregation was made up of mainly the elderly and were obviously dressed in the attire. They were also younger congregation and a spark of children. Aruosa didn't seem to have an infant section. That was the scenario when the priest they called Hmmm was ushered in like the Orthodox priest. The Oher backed the congregation, kneeling facing the Holy of Holies, said a short prayer before rising to face the church again. He take a look around along the side and right hand in the air, waving and blessing the congregation before he kicked off the church service. The Oher became priest, preacher, and the choir as well. He preached and conducted the entire service in Benin language. The choir made up of a mixture of elderly, middle-aged, and the rendered song also in the traditional Benin turn. Then came the Thanksgiving session. There were families, Thanksgiving, birthdays, card dedication, and offering section that came with each Thanksgiving outing. The priests initially hailed and spoke to the people, the congregation, all in Benin, praising the Lord and thanking Him for the year so far. The service was eventually brought to a close after about 2 hours, and the congregation dispersed. Then now takes in the traditional Benin church. The Holy Aruosa said to be the oldest church in Nigeria, established by the Portuguese when they visited the ancient city in the 15th century. The Portuguese could not stay back, but were said to have trained local people to be priests to sustain the church. The Aruosa in Benin City means the altar of God. It was the Portuguese that were said to have given the road on which the church is located. They are Pakpavo. It's named. Therefore, those who, if you're in Benin City for any reason, it would be nice for you to pay a visit to this old Portuguese established church in Benin City and see for yourself. It's very close to they said it's a paved straight road leading to the palace of the Oba of Benin. And, this was where the Portuguese that came to visit the great Benin kingdom in those days, in the 15th century, came and established this very monument, which is there up to today. You can go there anytime you're in Benin City and just, fellowship and see what this really is all about. See how the fellowship, just see how they worship and see for yourself. Curiosity is also part of the quest for education, where you now have a better understanding and know what is going on. It's easy for people to just assume. An assumption may come with its own fault, in the sense that people may misjudge, may not give the true reality state of what is on ground, may just say it, and you need to know for yourself. So when you are speaking accurately, with precision, with knowing, not just somebody who has no knowledge, full knowledge of what is going on. You really have to be informed to be able to decisively educate. Talk to people. Talking to people is a form of education, where you're able to air your mind and make, contribute decisively to, in a meaningful way, to to people, for people to understand, and you're able to speak courageously. So I know some people have been in Benin, they were born in Edo State, and have never even visited the place. It would be nice for you to visit for yourself rather than listen to speculations. It's a service that was held, and we looked at the whole thing and said, wow, so it's nice for you to visit and just, for yourself. So when people are talking about, like, yeah, I visited the place, I've seen this, I've seen that, I know how this, I know the layout, this is what is going on. You're able to speak, and it's a good thing to know that, some monarchs still, take the place of the Almighty very importantly. At the end of the day, we are just men. A man is born, and a man at some point will definitely go back home. So whatever happens, the Most High is the one who every man should worship. However, this is not the true reflection of our society. But if you are very fortunate to know Him yourself, it is time you do the right thing and let people see your light shine, even in our generation. We'd like you to leave us a comment. God bless you. Don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. God bless you. Bye for now.